Yeah, sorry, I lost track of what I was talking about. So I'm living with them. I've already lost my mind a long time ago, clearly, as you must have heard if you've been listening to my boring stories in the park. And I had worked at Montana's. I then somehow, I thought I was lucky, out of the blue, I get a job at Costco, which is in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, literally 5-minute walking distance. And then to him, he's like, oh, congratulations, because he just wants to keep me there. He knows that he has to move out of there soon, because they're making him move out for years. And she's blocking it and going, no, they're coming up with ways to stay there through the court. And they just want me to stay there, but they're really treating me like shit, and I pretty much have to get out of there. And they know I'm going to get out of there soon anyway. You know, it's just a temp thing. So I working at Montana's. I finally, I remember I was stealing from there, and all the steaks and everything, gave it to them. And then it's like, I can't cook anything in the basement. I have a rice cooker. When I came back from the guy, cocaine guy's place in Kitchener-Waterloo, they were like, you can tell they wanted me to stay there because they set up the room in the back. Instead, I was just in the middle of the basement on the floor, sleeping in my sleeping bag. And then they set up the room and they got me a mattress, IKEA mattress from Kijiji, Craigslist or something. And there was a little desk that she brought down there. And then she gave me a kettle, and she bought a little fridge for $20, and then a little used one was shit. It made noise, but still, you know. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. But you know what I mean. And I still had to keep up with this high rent, which is probably like, you know, at this point, it's still like hovering like $1,300. And I was not even eating upstairs anymore. That was only in the beginning. And he kept going, okay, so what are we going to work out? Are you living in the pay? And I'm always easygoing with people like that in that situation, especially in this one. They kind of helped me. And I'd always be like, yeah, don't worry about it. And I'd always just kept, you know, whatever, paying. And then as we got to the end, recently, I finally stood up to him and I went, no, I can't, obviously I can't handle this shit. And this is way too much, so what do you want to do? And he's such a stone mason that he went, it's like, well, you know, what are you going to do, you know? Like, he didn't give a shit. That's the way he is, you know what I mean? Like, I still like him. Maybe I'll still stay friends with him because I know him, but I'm not going to speak to his wife anymore. Like, if I see her, man, it might be nice to, because if I have to see her before I move around here, but, man, you know, he just goes, oh, yeah, well, you know. And I go, like, throw me a bone, dude. I'm dying down here. You know, he knows I'm dying down there. And, like, he should have been like, okay, you know, I could do, like, what, $750 or something. And then I think he was like, oh, okay, so what, like, I think we could do, you mean like 9 or something? Or I can't even remember. I've been so messed up, I can't remember what I was paying there at the end. And I went, no, man. Like, I had enough. And then he could see that I had enough, but he spent his days on the couch just watching soccer and looking at, you know, whatever. And his wife would be screaming all day. She pretends to get a job all day. She doesn't want to get a job, you know. She can barely speak English. And she's really annoying, you know. That's why she doesn't have a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of friends because I'm the loner, not because I'm annoying. You know what I mean? Nobody would ever say that. So, you know, he's just like, well, what the fuck, man? You know? And then I was like, okay, so that's it. Now I know I'm fucked. And I couldn't take Costco anymore. It was just, like, I'm going to do a whole different video on that. But that's a just insane asylum over there. And I just broke down. And I had so many issues with people that are there working there. And just even working there, it's just like daunting, right? And finally, and he would just always keep me going because that's how he keeps his kids going, and that's the way they are. They're really tough Polish people. Like, yeah, come on, boy. Like, what do you mean? Come on! And the way that he talks, I forget how he talks. He goes, I don't want to talk about it right now. The way he talks, but whatever. That's the way he is. Do you know? And so I was like, okay, now it's time to make my famous escape. And I can't start talking to people about my escape, especially in this case, because I want him. He's only going to find out at the last minute. So I get lucky. I know it's the last days there, and I'm thinking I'll get an apartment, which I have now, and it's a nightmare, and I'll be okay, and I'll get some rest. All I wanted was some rest, and I didn't want them to be there when I leave. That's usually what happens when I do like one of these, like I gotta move. And I hate doing this shit. And I don't want to do it anymore, and I'm not doing this shit anymore. That's why I'm gonna just have to go out, and I'm gonna have to find other places to live that are like that are buildings and shit, maybe somewhere in a different city for a while. I'm tired of that shit. And she somehow, they would go on vacations a lot. And I'd have to babysit, but I'd just be in the basement. The kids they take care of themselves, kind of, except they'd bring the toddler with them. And she goes on a vacation for a week, and they start kicking me out of the house. They're like, okay, landlord's coming, you got to go get out for like a couple hours. And I'm already in the basement, losing my mind, about to like take all my stuff, quit my job, and just walk out. And they're doing this to me. So I start going to the McDonald's, even though I have, at that point, did I have money now? I think I had done my taxes recently. I just did my taxes. This is the end, and I was about to move out. I had done half of the taxes or something, and I got like maybe, I had like $2,500, and I was still working at Costco, so I'd be getting like $860 every 2 weeks still. So finally I was ready to go, but he didn't even know that, because he didn't give a shit when he helped me print my taxes and that. You know, he'd just go back to the couch and go, all right, and I'd be like, thanks, man. He's like, no problem, you know. Because if they thought I had any money, they would have seen it. You would have seen it already. They already know about I've had debts, and I'm kind of just on the run, hiding and working at Costco. And I'd tell him, oh, fuck, I owe Quebec all this money. I thought I owed Quebec this money. Apparently I don't. I just contacted them, which is great. But I probably still owe like 15, 20 grand somewhere accumulated here. So, you know, he doesn't know, and I don't want him to know to the last minute. So that's what I did. She goes, oh yeah, because I'm going to da-da-da. You got to do this, okay? And I go, he's going to come back. I'm going to have to like move out. And they're like, no, you're cool. They don't want me to move out, right? Because their kids are in school, and they're getting kicked out of there. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They're getting stressed out. I'm like, okay, that's it. I got to get the fuck out of here, and I don't give a fuck anymore. And the centipedes are fucking relentless there. I can't. Last night I saw one in my room. I have my room set up with traps and everything now. And I still saw someone in my room last night. Fuck. So she goes on vacation, and then I'm like, boom, this is it, bro. It's time to go, bro. You know what I mean? It was the do or die. I was already looking for apartments, and I told him, and he knew, but he kept going like, no, you're good. And I'd go out of the house, but they'd see me going out of the house to go to the store, because I walk everywhere. So he didn't really know what's going on or care. And I kept it that way. And I'd be like, hey man, what's up? Yeah, oh yeah, okay. Meanwhile, I'm like, okay, getting my shit ready, you know, my hockey bag and like some bags of shit. And the thing is with her is like, if you don't clean up, she'll fucking come and murder you, you know? So I'm getting set up for all this shit, and I don't want her to be there. That'd be the worst, because last time I would, you know, the other times I'd have to hug her and go, hey, bye, and she'd be like almost smacking me when I get back, and like I'm like, oh my God, getting emotional. So I'm like, okay, I can't deal with this shit right now. And he don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? Eric would never get emotional. So basically, I got ready. I went to this other place, and it was disgusting. It was kind of like the one I have now, But it was really disgusting, and there's 2 people in their rooms, and the guy was like, yeah, this is it. I look in, it's really dirty and disgusting. And you can see there's like a sign in the kitchen that's like, don't fucking do this, or don't do your laundry after 7 or whatever. And I didn't give a shit, man. I was like, oh, okay. Like, that's how I always get screwed. I always just get into wherever I can get in, and then I'm like, okay, I'll figure it out later. Like, that's how desperate at that point that I am. And he's like, okay, whatever. And I think I stumbled maybe in Kijiji chats, like I was a bit too eager, or I was like, okay, like, I waited till the next day, and they were like, I was like, okay, so when is it cool now, or what, whatever, do you want me to give you a deposit? And I don't know what happened, but I think that they could tell that maybe because I asked about the lease, I'm like, oh, could we do like a 6-month, and they probably are looking maybe for a lower grade, like a lower, someone who's a bit more in poverty than myself, or I don't know. And then they went, like, right away the next day, or that day, she's like, oh, it's gone. I said it's gone, and then I'm like, oh, okay. And I kind of figured out what happened there. And then I was like, okay, good, because like, well, you're such an idiot, man. I was going to do that, and it's disgusting. What is wrong with you? So immediately I'm looking for another one, because I have no time before she comes back from vacation. And he's watching soccer. And I'm still working at Costco, but I think I took a vacation, or at some point. No, vacation was a long time ago. So I'm working on this, and I can't drink as much, but I'm still drinking. And still smoking, but smoking is a normal thing. I can handle that during the day and that. So anyway, I finally find this one over here. It's like a Mexican family, or yeah. And there's a Mexican couple, I think, younger couple in their 20s, and then there's an older woman from Cuba, and her black hair is just falling all over the apartment. It's disgusting. And he's kind of disgusting the way he is around the apartment. He'll just kind of run in and be all loud and shit. And she's kind of like dopey and just like, they'll just like come in and just be like, fucking, you can hear his chirping, running shoes. And I'm all quiet like a ninja. So it's a total downer for me. And they'll all be all yelling at each other. Like, the Cuban woman will come out and she'll be like, are you guys cooking? Are you cooking? And all this fucking bullshit. And I'm in my room losing my mind right now. I'm trying to, like, okay, I wish I could do content in my room, but I can't, because these people will randomly come out of the room, and you'll hear the seal the door fucking rock my room, and that'll echo into the content, and then she'll be going, hey, ¿cómo estás? Vamos, and all this crazy shit. Like, I'm not trying to be racist, you know what I mean? Like, these people are seriously retarded. Like, there's something wrong with them, and they need help, man. Like, they're fucking... I actually thought they were doing it because I'm getting older and more paranoid. I'm like, are they doing this to bug me? You know what I mean? Like, that's how you eventually lose your mind. But no, I'm actually going to record it. I actually want to record it. That's how fucked up it is. Like, and they will sit outside. They'll all sit on the chairs outside. I'm coming out for cigarettes. I'm a loner. I'm just trying to do my thing, come in the house. They have a camera. They could see me. And they asked me, they're like, oh, you're not going back to Costco? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going back to Costco. They haven't asked me anything yet. I'm probably moving out of there in a month. Now it seems like I'm going to get my $3,000 crypto, or hopefully 4 or 5. We'll see in a week. If it goes up to 5, I'll get a 5. I got to get that money out, and then I'm friggin' out of there, man. Fuck that shit. I hate living there. It's fucking insane, man. Fucking, I was going up till 4 a.m. I was staying up till 4 a.m., 5 a.m. when I moved in there, but that was my schedule. I do art at night, and that's when I do my work. And I'm trying to get all this shit done before, because I know I'm going to be homeless soon. So, you know what I mean? And they're just like, fucking, are you cooking? And then it's like, I'm cooking. And then they'll start, like, fucking, you can hear him wrestling with her. And she's like, you know what I mean? Just like, it's kind of normal stuff for their place. But for me, it's just a nightmare, right? And it's my own fault for moving in there. So I've realized I can't really be in close quarters with people like that, not right now, and I have nothing in common with those people, and I'm too depressed really to, you know, and they're nice too. Like, I think one time she had a pizza and she's like, here's a pizza, but it was like for everyone. And I felt bad because sometimes I've seen her and I was like wasted or dying and I was depressive or I just realized something, and I wouldn't be like, oh, hey, what's up, and start talking with her. Like, when I see her, I just go, hola, and I've never spoken to her. I shook her hand once. Like, I just go in my room and I try to, like literally I had to like pee in bottles in my room because I was drinking so much and I couldn't get to the kitchen. Like, there would be so much cooking and chopping going on because that's what they do. They don't want to go in their room as much as me, but they're hardworking people. They're of their ethnicity or whatever. They're from their country. I can't even speak right now because my mouth is dry. And you know, she'll just be making chop, and then the other lady, she's so affectionate with them, they really get along now. So I was screwed, and nobody would move into this room. It's as big as a closet, okay? And when I got in there as such a loner and like a prepper, like guy who's doomer, who's ready to go live in the woods, that I was like, oh, this is cool, you know, this is gonna be great. But then what happened? I was happy till I saw the first motherfucking centipede, and a big ass motherfucker walked right in my room and was like, what's up, bruh? Yeah, we're here too. And I fucking had to kill his ass. Then I was like, okay, and I started freaking the fuck out, right? Because I got this big ass phobia with those fucking centipedes. So now they followed me again, right? They're all over Montreal. They're all over Ontario. They're probably all, who cares? It could be in BC. It could be everywhere, man. It's in the luggage and shit, right? So fucking, I've sealed up the room. I had to seal the top of the closet with garbage bags. I don't know if it came out because I saw a medium one last night, but the bigger ones are the worst. And the space under my door is just big enough for the big ones to come in. So I got the double-sided tape there. And when I open my door, I think they've seen the tape on my fucking floor, and they're like, what the fuck is up with this guy? He's always in his room. He's got this weird white tape on the floor. What's up with that guy? And when I first moved in there, I was so fucked up, I couldn't even go to the bathroom. Fucking, it was like I went to prison or something. And they were like, oh, do you live here? Like, oh, shit, I haven't seen you in so long. And it's like, yeah. I'm like Batman, right? Because I worked at night, and they would never see me. And I didn't want to see them either. I couldn't make food. I still can't make food there. I can barely make food there. I mean, I have my pot and pan, and I've made like rice and some meals like KD and maybe noodles with cheese and shit. But most of it's been in just stuff in the bottom of the fridge. I go back in my room, and I'm totally fucking trying to figure out what the hell's going on with my life. And you know, I'm very nice with them. They're very nice with me. We're like, I'll chat with them a bit, you know, or with one of them. I'll chat because she's more chatty, and that's it. You know, everything was like cheeses and fucking beer and smoking in my room. Work, Costco, back, forth, fucking, you know. And then I graduated maybe into making stuff in the kitchen at like 2 a.m. and I'm quiet as like a mouse. I don't know why I'm like that, but I'm very respectful of other people, and I'm a very quiet, shy person, it seems. And I always feel like I'm on the run now. So, wait, let me clip this.